YouTube, I'm Gigi Alive and welcome to my channel. So I'm going to do a video about my favorite platforms. I'm just going to first start with some of the platforms that are available, and then I'll talk about my favorite one. And if you've never been to my channel before, I am a reseller online. I resell with mostly Poshmark, Mercari, eBay, and Instagram, Facebook, and also LetGo. But let's talk about those platforms. As I list, I will be listing while we talk. So, number 10, Facebook Marketplace. Okay, the thing about Facebook Marketplace that I love is that you have people who are your friends that you can actually market to. And so when you're marketing to your friends may be able to see that, oh, I trust this person, I know who they are, and that's good. Because sometimes when you're marketing online, you don't really know who you're going to be selling to. And a lot of people who are just starting out don't really want to sell people they don't know. So Facebook Marketplace is a good way to reach out to your friends and resell. And if you are a reseller starting out, Instagram as well is another one that you might want to resell on, just like Facebook Marketplace. And again, it's going to be people who you know on Instagram, usually, who you'll be reselling to. But some resellers actually resell with people they don't know on these platforms. The problem I have with that and what I've seen is that a lot of people are actually scammers. They will reach out to you on a messaging app and say, hey, can you just go ahead and give me your phone number? Can you go ahead and give me your email address? And Facebook Marketplace does have a warning for you as soon as someone reaches out to you saying, do not reach out to people who you do not know and give them your phone number. Don't give them your email address. Do not go meet them places because that can be dangerous for you. And that's good news. But the bad news is sometimes you think, well, they're in my area, they live in my neighborhood, they say they do anyway, or they're involved with my church, or they have a friend that I know, so I can go ahead and give them my phone number. No, don't do it. I did it. And I got so many calls. I gave my phone number to someone because they were a friend of someone else and they were also in a group that I was in. And I thought, okay, it's cool. No, it was not cool. So I suggest follow the rules. Do not give your phone number out. Do not give your address or location where you might want to meet in a place that's not close to your house. So Facebook and Instagram, and also I believe LetGo has that as well, where you can, even Mercari has where you can actually meet someone, or that person can come to your house and pick it up. I personally don't want to meet anyone unless it's at a business, and that business is not going to be near my house. So I've just seen too many things go wrong lately with that. So another thing, like I said, is Facebook, Instagram, LetGo, OfferUp, and Etsy. Etsy is another platform where you can actually have a store, and usually that's the best thing about Etsy. You don't have to worry about having to deal with sharing like you do on Poshmark. It's a reshare and share your items. You don't have to deal with people who are not going to consider you a business because they know it's a business and they're not going to lowball you quite as much. So Etsy is kind of a good place if you especially have like homewares or books. But this one's not going to fit. It's too small. Yeah, won't fit on my mannequin. So I'm going to have have someone actually who's a size 0 try that one on. Etsy, back to Etsy. So Etsy is not a kind of place where you're going to have the issues you might have on a more of a social media type platform. It's not a bad thing to have your own business, especially if you're doing things like makeup or some kind of houseware or even jewelry. I think Etsy's great for that. For clothing, I'm not too crazy about Etsy as a platform. I'd rather stick to the ones that are more focused on that, but when you do a Google search, you can sometimes still find people who have the Etsy store and it will come up in the Google store. The Google search. So I still think that it's better not to go with Etsy when you're looking to sell clothes, but that's my opinion. Okay, another platform you might be interested in is YouTube, right here. When you see someone like me who's actually a reseller and you want to support me, the best way to support me is to put in the comments and say, hey, I'm interested in what you just were doing on your haul, or when you were listing and doing that video, I'm interested in purchasing that. How much is it? And I can either redirect you to my Poshmark store, or I can go ahead and send it out to you on my own. So YouTube is also a place where you can actually sell and resell. What's up? What is it called? I really don't like this app. I don't like it. I don't like it. I tried it, and I'm not a big fan of the what's that? What's up? What is it called? I had it on my phone, but I don't even see it anymore. I might have taken it off. I find that these apps that have you do shows, these platforms, they tend to be people who are resellers trying to get lowball deals. So they'll say dollar starts on this auction. Okay, so I'm doing an auction. If I don't have like 500 people who are my followers, and maybe like 20 of them show up in my show, and they really want that item, I'm probably gonna lose that item for like $5. If I started at $1 or start at $5, people are gonna get it for that price because it's only gonna be auctioned for like 30 seconds or 45 seconds. So I'm just not big on the shows. I got a show coming out pretty soon on Poshmark, so we'll see how Poshmark shows work. But I don't like it when people want to lowball, especially for items that I think, or that I know are worth a lot of money. So the next one I'm going to talk about, Depop. Depop is more of an app for younger people. Not to say that older people can't be on Depop, but it really is more trendy clothing, and it can be college kids that are on that app, and it can actually be less that you're going to make on that app than you would make on other apps. But it's still a fun app. So Depop, I sold a little bit on there, but kind of like reminds me of Mercari, which is the next one I wanted to talk about. It's Mercari. Mercari is pretty cool. Problem I have with Mercari is similar to Depop. Well, not as much of a Depop, but they do lowball a lot on that as well. So you won't really get the same price that you might want to get for the items that are quality items. And that's the thing. If you're selling t-shirts for like $10, and Depop and Mercari might be your place. You might be able to get $20 for a certain kind of t-shirts. So it's more of that kind of a place. I don't think it's a place where you want to sell like Christian Dior or even like Madewell or Anthropologie or Eileen Fisher. Those are places where you're not going to find people who are interested in them anyway. Okay, so the next one I want to talk about is The Real Real. Talk about places where you can find something phenomenal. The Real Real. And while we talk about that, I absolutely love The Real Real. And I just want to pull something out that I was about to list. I could find it for my white party. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. I'll be listing this Christian Dior for my white party. And one of the ways you can always find out if it's an actual Christian Dior is it's going to have and this is a vintage Christian Dior too, but it's going to have this embroidered on here, the Dior. Can you see it? Dior. So, Christian Dior. So, if you're at The Real Real and you have items that are going to be beautiful items that are going to be for sale, that are high-end labels, you can send it to The Real Real. The Real Real is a consignment place, though, and they will get the authentication of that item. So if you have something like Christian Dior, or maybe even Gucci, or, you know, Chanel, those items will be wonderful items that you can actually resell and get money for through their platform. So the Real is not going to be like you list it yourself. They're going to list it for you, which is going to be super cool for you. You don't have to worry about having to do that much work for it, but it's still going to be work because it's still your item. So it's still work no matter what. No matter what you do, it's going to be work. So don't ever think that this is not work, because it is work. And I will say that over and over and over again. It is work. So, the Real is great to buy if you want to buy that kind of stuff, but you're not going to get stuff dirt cheap. You can get some good deals. They will leave it on there for a while, and once it's been on there for a while, they will lower the price, which is good. The next one I want to talk about that is similar to the Real is ThredUp. Now, I had tried ThredUp, wasn't happy with ThredUp. The reason I didn't like ThredUp was really because even though you can get money for a lot of items, you send in a bunch of items, and they do consignment with you, basically. It's just not going to feel like it's your store. I like to have the feeling that it's my store. Whenever I do something, I want it to feel like it's mine. So, for me, ThredUp is not my place to go. That's just what I feel. But if you're interested in doing consignment, ThredUp is a good place to go for you. Another place you might want to go is eBay. A lot of people love eBay. I have people who swear by eBay. eBay's the greatest. I love eBay. eBay's awesome. Okay, well, that's their opinion. I don't like eBay. I will tell you why I don't like eBay. I had so many scammers on eBay, and they say until you are like really popular on eBay, like if you're not that, you don't have like 100 or 200 items, then you're not going to be, like you get more scammers with those kind of situations. But for me, eBay is just not my jam. It's just not my thing. I still have things on eBay, but I don't feel like I have a store, and I don't. Unless you buy a store. You have to actually, I think, you have to purchase your labels, you have to buy a store, you have to promote your items, and all of those things that you do cost extra money. And then the thing I really hate is that your items can only sit there for like 90 days, I believe. Whereas on Poshmark, which is my favorite, #1 place for me to resell is Poshmark. And why am I so big on Poshmark? Well, for starters, I started on Poshmark. So once you start on something, you usually kind of get addicted to that because it's easier for you because you started on it. But to be honest with you, Poshmark is a community. That's what I love the most about Poshmark. It is a community. It is not like you're just a reseller on eBay with a bunch of other resellers. I mean, you feel like you're in a family. They have a Posh Fest every year that you can go and meet people. And I love Poshmark also because I have a store. I have an actual online store. I don't feel like, I feel like I literally have a business with Poshmark. I love Poshmark because I feel like it's easier to ship. I don't have to worry about buying labels or worrying about having to weigh a bunch of stuff. They make it so easy for you. And also, I just love the fact that when I list something, I can reshare other people's things and I can reshare my thing for free. But when I list something, it stays up there. I have things that I listed in 2018 when I started as a reseller, and guess what? They're still there. People sometimes will actually say, hey, I'm going to buy that item that I listed in 2018. It's not on a mannequin. It's not listed with a lot of pictures. But people still are interested in, they still can find it. So, I'm a Poshmarkaholic. I'm a diehard Poshmarker. So, I think that's my go-to place. So, those are all the platforms. Leave in the comment what's your favorite platform and why. And if you have any other questions about any other things about reselling, please leave it in the comments. Like the video, share the video if you're interested, and trying to reach other people to resell. Remember, we are saving the planet, reselling and recycling, repurposing and reusing. So please do so. My name is GIGI Alive, and I am on Poshmark. And if you want to reach out to me on comments to get any of the items that you might see on Poshmark, please reach out. The same goes to my Instagram channel, and the same goes for my Facebook. Thanks so much, and have a great day.